Who is the true king of the monsters? In today's video, we are looking at Superman versus Godzilla. Which one of these titans will emerge victorious? Which one of these heavy hitters will claim their mantle as the top dog in this matchup? Let's find out. But before we get into it, guys, if you want to be kept up to date on all our future uploads, then make sure to subscribe for updates. Also, let us know what you think in the comments down below. Who do you think will win this matchup? To begin with, Superman has fought and defeated the likes of General Zod, Doomsday, and even Darkseid, who are some of the most powerful beings in his universe. He is also known to have an array of powers that include super strength, speed, durability, flight, heat vision, X-ray vision, and more. Godzilla, on the other hand, has also battled and defeated many gigantic creatures, including King Ghidorah, Rodan Mothra, King Caesar, and even other gods. Some of his abilities include atomic breath, razor-sharp claws, incredible durability and regenerative capabilities, and immense physical strength. With those two descriptions of these two titans, it's easy to see why people argue about which one is better. But the truth is they live in different universes with different power levels. So let's imagine that they end up fighting each other in our own universe. Our universe doesn't have kryptonite or nuclear energy, so to level the playing field, we are taking away Superman's access to solar energy for a week. And although Superman can survive without sunlight for longer periods of time, being without it for a week significantly weakens him. Enough so that he's not invulnerable anymore. If Superman is hit hard enough, he can be injured. This means that it only takes one good hit from Godzilla to take down Superman. However, it would also mean that Superman is fast enough to dodge Godzilla's attacks. So if Superman can avoid Godzilla's attacks for a week, he will eventually be able to snap back and get stronger again. In fact, Superman's suit is designed to hold back his true strength. When he removes the suit, he becomes much more powerful and could very well end the fight very quickly. But there's a catch. The suit is fused with his skin after he wore it for so long. It's like second skin to him. So unless he really wants to rip the suit off, it'll be stuck to him. The question is, does Superman rip his suit off and easily defeat Godzilla? Or does Godzilla manage to tear off the suit somehow? If he does, then he may just have a chance against the Man of Steel. The key point here is that although Superman is definitely more powerful than Godzilla, the key word is definitely. Godzilla is still immensely strong, especially when you consider how he destroyed multiple Kaigers and almost single-handedly saved Earth from the oxygen destroyer in the 2014 film. If you remove Superman's suit, he might stand a chance. However, Godzilla is no slouch either. He's smart, cunning, resourceful, and can adapt to new situations relatively quickly. He's already managed to learn how to use his environment to defeat enemies before, so it's not like he can't strategize. And while it might seem like he doesn't, he is capable of such actions. In fact, there's a great scene in Godzilla vs. Kong where Godzilla is holding Kong underwater, but he's actually not trying to drown him. Instead, he's trying to communicate with him by flashing images in his mind. Of course, Kong doesn't understand them, but this still shows that Godzilla has a higher intelligence than most people give him credit for. All it takes is someone who can understand his language. In this case, Kong just didn't understand what he was saying. This is where things get interesting. Superman is very empathetic and understanding. That's why he would never try to kill his enemies unless they've done something unforgivable. Like Thanos, he would probably try to reason with Godzilla and understand why he's attacking the humans. After all, he knows what it's like to be misunderstood. He wasn't born on Earth, so humans didn't accept him right away. But he still tried to be a beacon of hope for them. Maybe he could do the same thing with Godzilla. However, what if Godzilla simply doesn't listen to him? What if he attacks him even though they've never met before and he doesn't know who Superman is? Well, then it's every man for himself. Superman would have to fight and defend himself against this giant monster, which he's done before. When he fights with Doomsday, he is pushed to the limit and ends up sacrificing himself to defeat the creature. Could he do the same thing to Godzilla? Well, it depends on what version of Superman we're dealing with. In some versions, he's weaker, but in others, he's much stronger. The issue is that there are so many different versions of him that it is hard to tell which one is more accurate. Personally, I believe that Superman is at his strongest when he doesn't have his suit on. So let's go with that version of him for this fight. Now, let's assume that Superman and Godzilla are fighting in Metropolis. The last thing Superman wants to do is hurt the city or its people, which gives Godzilla an advantage. He can attack from any direction, and Superman will have to block his path while protecting the citizens. It's a tricky situation and Superman will need all his strength to pull through. With that being said, though it won't be easy for Godzilla to land a hit on Superman, he might be able to get a few hits in, but Superman will likely dodge most of his attacks. As soon as Superman realizes that he can't defeat Godzilla with brute force, he'll try a different tactic. He'll attempt to reason with the creature and see if they can come to some kind of understanding. Maybe Godzilla will listen to him, but if not, then Superman will have no choice but to flee. He'll soar above the city and away from Godzilla's reach. Then he'll try to think of a way to defeat the creature without hurting him. All the while, Godzilla is following him, determined to destroy the alien that's taunting him. This goes on for a few days, with Superman trying to lead Godzilla away from the city and Godzilla trying to catch up to him. Eventually, Superman gets an idea. He flies down to the ocean and dives in, then emerges from the water miles away from Metropolis. Godzilla follows him, but when he sees that Superman has disappeared, he becomes confused. This gives Superman the chance to regroup and come up with a plan. He knows that he can't defeat Godzilla with brute force, so he needs to be smart about it. Superman grabs onto a rock and leaps into the air. He then uses his heat vision to melt the rock, creating a makeshift surfboard. He rides the wave all the way back to shore, where he disappears again. Godzilla is now completely lost and doesn't know where to go. Superman uses this opportunity to sneak up on him and deliver a powerful punch. Godzilla roars in pain as he falls to his knees. Superman knows this is his chance to end the fight, so he delivers a final blow that knocks Godzilla out cold. Although Superman was able to defeat Godzilla in the end, he didn't do it without suffering some serious injuries. His suit was torn to shreds and his body was covered in bruises and cuts, but he didn't care. He had defeated a monster that could have destroyed Metropolis and killed countless innocent people. As the sun began to rise, Superman felt his powers returning. He knew that he couldn't stay on Earth any longer, so he flew away before anyone could see him. He left behind a world that was safe once again, but he knew that he would have to return someday. So there you have it, folks. We've got ourselves a winner. Now, if you've watched all the way till the end, you've earned yourself a special treat. So here's a bonus. It's hard to imagine Superman losing a fight, but it's not impossible. In fact, there are a few scenarios where he could lose against Godzilla. For example, if Superman is weakened by kryptonite poisoning, Godzilla could overpower him. If Superman is trapped in a pocket dimension, Godzilla could destroy the portal and kill him. Or if Superman is facing a much stronger version of Godzilla, such as the burning Godzilla from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, he could be in trouble. After all, burning Godzilla is much more powerful than the Godzilla that we've seen in other films. He is able to regenerate from his own nuclear energy, and he is immune to most forms of damage. In fact, the only way to defeat burning Godzilla is to destroy his core, and even then, he'll continue to regenerate until he's completely dead. So if Superman were to face this version of Godzilla, he would need to be careful. One wrong move, and he could be in serious danger. So while it's fun to speculate about Superman defeating Godzilla, it's important to remember that anything can happen in a fight, and if Superman isn't careful, he could end up losing. Thanks for watching. Be sure to share your thoughts with us. Who do you think will win this matchup? And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome videos like this one.